What a truly sad, petty and pathetic little man Sadiq Khan has turned out to be. As the Mayor of London, one would hope he'd rise above triviality and focus on the city's real, pressing issues. But instead, he seems to revel in micromanaging nonsense while London crumbles around him. In today's video, we will be discussing the London Mayor's latest stunt as he makes a fool of himself yet again.
When a man tasked with managing an important city like London loses sight of what is important and focuses on things that can best be described as irrelevant, it becomes sad. Sadiq Khan is the Mayor of London, and you would expect more from a man in such a position, but that hasn't been the case. Instead, he is interested in micromanaging and a host of irrelevant issues while the city crumbles around him. We know you are wondering why this video is describing a man in such a lofty position with damning words. All we ask is that you watch this video till the end, and you will understand our reason. You may even share our opinion in the end. However, that is up to you.
In homicides, a reduction in gun crime, a reduction in burglary, a reduction in the number of young people injured with a knife. Look, you compare London to any global city and we are the safest city. Look at research done by University College London, comparing London when it comes to homicide.
When Sadiq Khan came into power as Mayor of London, there was hope that he would become a transformative leader, a leader capable of combating the city's many challenges. London, after all, is a global hub, a place filled with people from diverse backgrounds, which makes it an area full of vibrant, talented and industrious people. Though many expected a mayor of such an important city to rise above petty squabbles and focus most on issues that are more essential to the people of the city.
ये कह रहे हैं कि इस्लामिफिकेशन ऑफ द यूके और जो लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल करते हैं ना लंदनिस्तान, ये यहाँ मुसलमान स्लीपर सेल्स हैं, बहुत ख़तरनाक है। क्योंकि देखें ये अफसोस की बात है और काफ़ी ख़तरनाक है कि ये जो कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी है, ये जो कंस्पिरेसी थ्योरीज ये एम्प्लीफाई कर रहे हैं, ये अनफेयर ट्रूथ्स हैं इस्लाम के मुतालिक और ये स्लर्स हैं इस्लाम के मुतालिक। मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, अगर मैं पाकिस्तानी नहीं था, अगर मैं मुसलमान नहीं था, तो ये कभी ये नहीं बातें कहते हैं। और ये जो कंस्पिरेसी ये है कि मुस्लिम्स आर टेकिंग ओवर लंदन, ये कह रहे हैं कि the Islamification.
Instead, Khan is more interested in micromanaging the smallest of details, areas that can best be described as irrelevant. He indulges in trivial pursuits while the city struggles to regain its former glory. His latest stunt is a perfect example of this clear loss of direction from the mayor of one of the most popular cities in the world. In a clear display of thin skin and fragile ego, Sadiq Khan has moved to ban certain adverts on the London Underground. Starmer was intending on. The big question now is, what kind of advert are we talking about here? These adverts were basically those that supported British farmers and criticised the proposed inheritance tax. These adverts are hardly controversial or anything that should receive government censorship in a democratic society. Yet, that is what we are seeing in London. Is this the kind of leadership the people of London deserve? For those that don't know, the National Farmers Union, NFU, planned to spend £40,000 on posters around Westminster Station with its Stop the Family Farm Tax campaign slogan to attract MPs' attention to the row when they return to Parliament on January 6th. But top brass at Transport for London, TfL, which reports to the capital's Labour Mayor, Sadiq Khan, say the adverts do not comply with their rules and need to be watered down to remove any attacks on the government. Can you imagine the audacity of this man and his cronies in the TfL? Interestingly, Khan and his group had approved a host of overtly political adverts, including posters promoting the legalisation of assisted dying just a month ago. If you go back a little, like 2 years ago, TfL also allowed an advert from the Compassion in World Farming Animal Welfare Group, calling for the government to ban the live export of animals from Britain. TfL also approved an advert for fintech startup Wahed, showing an Islamic preacher holding a briefcase full of burning US dollars. A spokesman for the NFU said, We were surprised and disappointed that TfL refused to allow us to advertise this campaign on behalf of Britain's farmers, especially given all the campaigns from other groups they have allowed. It makes no sense, even within their own rules. Rural communities are being treated as second-class citizens by the London elites. He also condemned the leadership style of Khan, especially how low the City of London has sunk since he became mayor. However, farmers have carried out protests since the budget, when the plans to make families of farmers pay tax on their land when they die were announced. Hundreds drove tractors to Parliament earlier this month, while former Top Gear star Jeremy Clarkson, who owns a farm in the Cotswolds, called for the government to back down.
We've seen a reduction in the number of homicides, not complacent at all, but the public health approach means invested in enforcement, more police officers at a time of austerity, more community support officers, but also invested in youth workers and youth services as well. And the really good piece of...
But on Saturday night, the situation took another dramatic turn. In a clear political miscalculation, Khan displayed a dictatorial act by refusing to tolerate even the smallest criticism of his party policy. Rather than engage with a different opinion or foster a healthy debate, he maintained that his censorship of the farmers' ad campaign was right. The question now is, who does Mayor Kaha represent? Is it himself, the Labour Party, or the citizens of London, which also include the farmers? This is a man who, rather than showing leadership, chose censorship. But this is not all. Under his leadership, the City of London has become unrecognisable. Violent crimes, especially knife attacks, have surged to unprecedented heights. These attacks have devastated families across the city. While the streets have become more dangerous, Khan is more interested in controlling opinions and public narratives instead of the major issues that are affecting the city. The cost of living alone is enough to get you wondering what the city officials are doing, while housing shortages remain a persistent crisis. But what does Khan do about all these? Strangely, he spends his time virtually veto signalling about ultra-low emission zones and green energy initiatives. Consequently, all these initiatives put more financial burden on hard-working families. Very much so. For now, Sadiq Khan remains in charge with an inflated sense of importance, steering a great city towards its ruin. It is tragic, and the British capital, along with its citizens, deserve better. London deserves a leader who focuses on real issues the city is battling, such as crime and housing affordability, and not just shallow gestures that provide short-term headlines. However, until London wakes up to Khan's failed leadership, the city's downward spiral will continue. What do you think about Sadiq Khan's move against British farmers? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.